Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I appreciate you joining me today. If you're worried that AI might replace your job, or you're just not sure how to stay valuable in a world that's changing faster than your boss can keep up, this is the video for you. I'm going to give you 6 of the most powerful AI prompts to help you future-proof your career on your own. I'll walk you through each one. These are designed to help you level up your workflows, increase your decision making, enhance your personal brand and adaptability. Whether you're a designer, a manager, a career changer, doesn't matter. Because the biggest risk right now isn't AI, it's standing still while everyone else adapts. And these prompts have helped clients and myself as a coach help clients figure out automations, pivot into leadership, build visibility, and turn AI into a competitive advantage versus a boon. And here's all 6 for free. All this information will be available for download through our school community for the prompt templates, which are linked down below. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and that can be your altruism for the day, helping others find this content. Don't forget, you can ask me anything one-on-one through Connect or every Friday in my free weekly webinars, both of which are linked below. Let's dive in. All right, so the first one is just overall AI resilience. And the way we're going to approach this video is I'm going to give you a specific prompt, targeting a specific role to kind of give you an idea of the context and things we want to put into it. And then I'll kind of give you the overall template. So I think we'll flow through this pretty quickly. But the first one, like I said, is more of an AI job resilience. So the example I want to give you is, let's say that you're an executive assistant, an executive admin, where you're 20 years deep in your career. You finally became an assistant for, a high net worth or high achieving individual. And you're like, ooh, like administrative assistants are kind of on on the docket to be replaced by AI. So what am I going to do? So here's our prompt. You are ChatGPT, a powerful AI assistant. I've been an executive admin for over 20 years and currently work for a high net worth individual who earns over $10 million a year. My role involves high stakes coordination of calendars, travel, communication, and executive priorities. To be honest, I'm concerned. I'm worried that tools like you and future AI agents might eventually automate most of what I do. I need to future-proof myself and remain indispensable for the next decade. I have 2 kids and 2 11-year-old twins, and keeping this job matters deeply for our future so that I can support them and put them through college. Please help me by doing the following. Identify 4 to 5 of the most important tools or platforms I should learn to integrate with AI to stay competitive in this role. Examples being calendar automation, email triage, meeting preparation, workflow orchestration. 2, recommend 4 to 5 self-development skills I should be building to stay relevant as a high-level executive assistant in an AI augmented world. Examples such as strategic judgment, emotional intelligence, and AI prompt crafting. And 3rd, help me reframe my mindset. How should I be thinking about my role over the next decade so I can evolve with AI instead of being replaced by it? Give me a framework, and please structure your output in clearly labeled sections so I can reference it and act on it over time. And so what this is going to do, like I said, is this is a way for you to use AI to outsmart AI in terms of removing the unnecessary fear when it comes to your job being replaced or you being replaced by AI, right? And so what I want to do here is I'm just going to read kind of the sample output from this prompt so that you also have an idea of what we're looking at doing, right? So we mentioned the tools and platforms, right? So it came back with Motion or Reclaim AI for calendar automation, Superhuman plus ChatGPT Gmail Copilot for AI email triage, Notion and AI Coda for Workflow Hub, right? We mentioned the human skills to double down on. So strategic judgment, emotional intelligence, AI prompt crafting and curation, executive communication, information synthesis and prioritization. Right. And then you can tell it, okay, I want to focus more on emotional intelligence. Help me build a framework here. The mindset shift, right? So it said phase 1 is that you're going to move from being a doer to a director. Phase 2 from assistant to advisor. Phase 3 from support to systems, right? And then it gives you the next steps. Pick one tool, start mastering it this month. Dedicate an hour to learning AI prompt crafting, right? Or whatever it might be. And so this is where you can then use AI to help you learn, build this roadmap, build these tools, shift your mindset, etc. So that is our first one. So really what you're trying to do here, like I said, is all these prompts Both the example with the information filled in and the overall template will be available in the school community for download on the same day as the release of this video. The school community is linked down below, free to join. All materials are free. So what you're really doing is you're saying, hey, ChatGPT, you're an expert strategist in career resilience and AI performance. You are going to give it the context of your job title, the industry, the number of years of experience. The more information you can give it about you, the better. So in this case with the admin, we gave more of the administrative person that you're supporting. If you're a frontlines worker, then telling it maybe the industry and the types of products you produce, maybe what your company's doing, who your common collaborators are, etc. Also, give it your personal information, right? Like we said, we gave it some information around the kids scenario so that it knows, hey, we have 10 years that we need to stay relevant. We need to continue to evolve for. So it can know, hey, do I need to short-term fix you? Like, are you close to retirement and we just need you to stay relevant for 3 years? Or do we need you to stay relevant for 10, 15, 20? This is how AI becomes your strategic partner, right? And then you're ultimately going to have it give you the 4 to 5 tools, 4 to 5 personal and professional development areas, and then overall a mindset shift of how to stay relevant here. Okay. Our next one is going to be, I'm going to use an example of augmented workflow with the example of a creative, but overall it is meant to be a AI augmented workflow design in general. So in this case, we're going to say, you are ChatGPT, a strategist trained in AI-assisted productivity and creative performance. I'm a freelance brand designer with 7 years of experience working across startups, e-commerce brands, and corporate identity projects. I handle client communication, ideation, execution, file delivery, and revisions entirely on my own. The rise of AI design tools like Midjourney, Canva Magic Studio, and even ChatGPT plugins for ideation has me both intrigued and anxious. I'm open to using AI, but I don't want to be reduced to just a prompt monkey. I want to evolve with these tools, not get displaced by them. I'm also the primary earner in my household with a partner on leave and a toddler at home. I want to build a system that lets me deliver more value faster without burning out and without becoming replaceable. Please help me by doing the following. Design a sample AI integrated weekly workflow for a freelance creative like me, showing how I can incorporate tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, Notion, and Figma plugins into my client project lifecycle for intake to final delivery. List 4 to 5 high leverage AI tools or automations I should master to expand capacity without losing creative control, and help me identify the human edge that I offer that AI can't replicate and how to double down on it within my process and client experience. Structure your answer with headers and action-ready bullet points so I can start applying this next week. Again, we are using AI to our advantage. I mentioned this in my video last week. People come to AI as a Google search engine. They throw in a one-liner and they call it a day. Like, they're just using it as a elementary sounding board, right? And that's not how this tool is meant to be. It's meant to augment yourself. And this is one of the most beautiful things. And like I said, you can adapt this however, right? This is an AI augmented workflow prompt. I gave you the scenario of a freelance designer, but this can be adapted to anybody, right? So if you really boil this down, right, you're telling ChatGPT that, again, it's an AI augmented productivity designer. You tell it about your role, your numbers of experience, again, your industry and context, what your daily, weekly kind of reoccurring workload is from a key task in your workflow stages, telling it the tools that you already use. You know, are you using Adobe Creative Suite, or are you using Canva, or whatever it might be, right? Then if you know that there's some AI tools you're hearing about or listening to, or people are just kind of floating ideas around that might be encroaching on your type of role or that people are using to augment, give it all of that information. And again, that personal aspect, right, of where it is in your life, what it is you're looking to achieve, how long do you need to do this for, what are the income levels? Like, the more details you can feed it on this aspect, the better. Again, don't forget, this prompt is going to be available in the school community for download. But this is an example. And to give you kind of the sample output here, right? So the first thing that we asked for was to design a sample AI augmented workflow, right? So this is an AI integrated weekly workflow result, right? So Monday, client kickoff and strategy. So ChatGPT can generate your brand discovery questions. Notion can use a template to capture the notes and goals. And then the Figma plugin can help you to brainstorm overall wireframes and flows. Tuesday, mood boards and visual exploration. So use Midjourney and Ideogram, using prompts to explore creative visual directions. Then ChatGPT to ask for naming explorations and positioning angles. Right? Wednesday is design drafting. Thursday is review and refine. Friday is delivery and documentation. High leverage AI tools and automations. Again, it says ChatGPT using custom GPTs for designs and client communications. Midjourney for concept exploration. Figma for your kind of mock-ups. Notion AI for project management content summary. And Zapier and Google Workspace for invoicing, as an example. What is your human edge, right? So this is what is AI that it can't do right now? So it can't create your taste and curation. Like, what is it about you as a designer that makes you unique, right? What is your emotional read, right? So when somebody, says that something looks good or I'm not sold yet, like, how do you overcome that? What's your way to get past that, right? How do you take probably this person who, because they're not a creative, has just a bunch of disparate ideas, and you synthesize that into a creative vision, right? Confidence building, right? So clients are paying not just for the logos, but to feel good and to resonate with the brand. How do you do that? And how can you either train AI to slowly begin to do those things, or how do you double down to make sure that you're dedicating your time to those things, right? That's what we're looking to do here, right? And so this is how you go from freelancer to creative strategist to brand operator, right? Using AI in this example, right? So you can see it gives you pretty robust answers. So again, this is how you can use AI to identify your AI augmented workflows. Okay. So the next prompt is going to be about handling your strategic thinking in middle management. So I deal with a lot of middle management who, honestly, really what separates your manager title from a director or VP or executive type of role is typically the strategic side, right? Because as you move up the ranks, your scope of oversight increases and the less tactical that you get. And this is the key skill to develop. Is a lot of people can do the job. A lot of people can manage the people doing the job, but then can you manage how those people are doing the job? Where are things going next? Are you willing to stake your future, or sorry, are you willing to stake your job, your livelihood on making decisions for tomorrow on the company? That is the key aspect of what's going to separate this, right? So here's my sample prompt for you in this regard. You are ChatGPT, a strategist trained in helping professionals enhance their strategic thinking and decision-making skills in AI-integrated workplaces. I'm a mid-level operations manager in a logistics company with 10 years of experience. I'm known for getting things done, keeping people aligned, and putting out fires across departments. But lately, I've realized that execution alone isn't enough. As AI starts handling forecasting, routing, and even workforce scheduling, I worry I'll get passed over for promotions unless I develop more strategic thinking, especially in how I make decisions, frame problems, and contribute to the long-term planning for success in the organization. I want to be seen as more than a taskmaster. I want to grow into a VP role where I can make real business impact in the next 5 years. And I know that means shifting from tactical to strategic impact. So please help me by doing the following. 1, list 4 to 5 strategic thinking exercises or frameworks I can practice weekly to build better pattern recognition, foresight, and decision clarity. 2, design a monthly self-review prompt that I can use to reflect on the quality of my decisions, especially where I defaulted to reactive versus proactive thinking. And 3, explain how I can use ChatGPT or other AI tools as a sounding board to pressure test decisions, simulate scenarios, or explore second order consequences. Make your output practical and modular. I want to help implement this into my routine starting this month. Okay? So if you notice, there's a lot of key details that we are doing here that are the same through these prompts, right? So you're giving ChatGPT the role. In this case, right, it's a strategist that's trained in enhancing human decision making and long-term thinking, right? And then you tell it about you, what your role is, what your industry, your numbers of years of experience, what it is that you're known for, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. And if you think about this, think about when you're in an interview and they ask you, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses and what are you proud of and what is your area for improvement? How do you stay up to date already, right? Thinking about these types of questions you commonly get in the interview and giving that to AI is going to be crucial, right? Telling it where you're looking to go, right? So here is my career goal. If you already know the answer of some of the things you need to learn, even if it's not the specifics, but if it's kind of the categories, right? Hey, I need to work on communication, or I really don't know negotiation very well. I have no idea how to go about market analysis. Pick your thing, right? And you can include that into these details. In this one, I didn't include any personal, but you can, because the more context you give AI, the better. The thing is like the longer and more robust the prompt to some degree, like there is a bell curve where like if it's just too much, then it's going to lose track and it's not going to be able to process all that information. But in this instance where you're actually future thinking, you want to give it some personal information as well as the professional about the goals. Like what are the concrete things that you can define to have you help it reverse engineer? So giving you the examples of sort of the sample output from a prompt like this. So again, we asked for the 4 to 5 strategic thinking exercises and frameworks to practice every week, the monthly self-review prompt, and how you can use ChatGPT as a sounding board to pressure test as an example. So here's some weekly strategic thinking exercises for our operations leader that wants, or operations manager that wants to go into a VP. So learn first principles thinking. So deconstructing and rebuilding. So when you face a legacy process or an assumption, ask the questions. What's the actual outcome we're trying to create? What are the assumptions baked in? And if I had to start from zero, how would I build this process? Right? Take 15 minutes, pick one. We've always done it that way, problem per week, and run this analysis on it. Second order thinking, consequences of consequences, right? The OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act. So observe is what's happening now. Orient, what context matters most. Decide, what's the best move given our goals, and act, execute, and monitor. Porter's 5 forces. So this is strategic landscape analysis, competitive rivalry, supplier power, buyer power, threat of substitution, barriers to entry. 5, pre-mortive thinking. So proactive risk mapping, right? So this is if you're launching a new process or launching a new initiative, and ask the team, it's 6 months from now and this failed, what went wrong? How can we prevent that now? Then we had the monthly strategic review prompt. Okay. So where did I act? So you could say, where did I act reactively instead of strategically? What were my 1 to 2 business decisions this month? Did I consider second order consequences in at least one major decision? Where did I influence planning, not just execution? And one thing I'll test next month to level up my thinking. And a way that you can use ChatGPT as a strategic thinking partner is that you can do a prompt of, I'm considering blank decision. Help me simulate 3 likely outcomes and 2 second order effects of each of the perspectives of an op manager in logistics. You can make it be a counter argument generator. Argue the opposite of this decision so that I can spot the risks I might be missing. Boom, give it the context of the decision and things on the table. Pattern recognition training. Based on these 3 issues I saw this month, what common root cause might I be missing? List the issues and maybe what the resolution was or what ended up coming out of it. Decision tree builder. Help me map a decision tree for choosing between option A and option B, factoring in risk, cost, team alignment, and performance. These are the types of things. Like this is the response for the prompt that I read to you. Like this can be so money. And this is how you use AI to take yourself to that next level in strategic thinking. And this is also crucial for, I know I mentioned that this is really focused on middle management because I think that's where most people need to develop this skill the most. But this is also going to be a deciding factor in you breaking into leadership, period. So even if you are single, or an individual contributor level, this prompt framework can be huge, right? Because again, instead of, making it all about the strategic thinking, right? You can just identify the goal and frame it that way. But at the same time, it's not going to hurt you to do strategic thinking early, right? Okay. So the next one is, let's say that AI is inevitable to be built into your job description and your career path. Then what we can look at doing is building an AI aligned upskilling roadmap for people that are looking to change careers, right? And it could be changing because of AI coming in, or it could just be that AI is replacing your career, right? And so like whatever it can be. So it might be a holistic change, and it could just be a deviational change from what you're currently doing. So here's my sample prompt to you. So you are ChatGPT, an expert in designing strategic learning plans for career pivoters in an AI transformed job market. I'm a 39-year-old former school teacher transitioning into corporate learning and development. I've already taken a few instructional design courses and earned entry-level credential in learning technologies. But with AI tools rapidly changing how companies train, onboard, and upskill employees, I'm not sure what exactly I should be learning next. I don't want to waste time with fluff courses. I want to build a deliberate path that aligns with where the field is going, not where it's been. I also have limited bandwidth. I work part time in addition to my teaching career as an aging parent. So I need the highest ROI learning possible and can maybe do about 2 hours per week. Please help me by doing the following: design a personalized 6-month learning plan and upskilling roadmap for someone breaking into learning and development with an education background focused on AI aligned tools, systems thinking, and instructional innovation. List 4 to 5 capabilities or skill clusters that will make me future proof in the learning and development space over the next 5 to 10 years. And recommend 3 to 4 powerful ways to use ChatGPT or similar AI tools to accelerate my learning, retain knowledge, and build tangible products along the way. Structure the answer with a modular format so I can track and act on my progress over time. So again, because this is one that's focusing on career transition, we want it to know the time frame you have left. So this is where you're saying, hey, you are a learning strategist and upskilling expert that helps people facilitate career transitions. I am blank years old. I have blank years left in my career. Here is my current or former role, looking to transition into blank role in blank industry. I'm trying to target relevant courses and experience, but I want a clear strategic learning plan, right? My time is limited due to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever it might be. So this is one where like it doesn't necessarily need to know all the aspects of your personal life. It just needs to know the amount of time that you can invest, right? And that's going to be the key thing here, right? Because if you like it will give you wildly different plans if you say I can dedicate 40 hours a week versus the 2 hours a week here. That is the key factor when it comes to building a roadmap that is actually achievable. That's the thing to understand here, right? Is by giving it your time limiters. That's the key aspect that makes this prompt honestly the icing on the cake for it. And so if we look at this, so again, we asked for a 6-month learning and upskilling roadmap, 4 to 5 core capabilities or skill clusters that will make you future proof, and then recommend 3 to 4 powerful ways to use ChatGPT to help along the way. So our 6-month roadmap, the first one is foundation and framing, right? So we're gonna, watch a YouTube or Coursera on Intro to Corporate Learning and Development. You're gonna read Map It by Kathy Moore, so it's recommending a book, and then a ChatGPT prompt is translate my K through 12 training experience or teaching experience into corporate learning outcomes, onboard strategies, and performance support roles. Then month 2, AI for instructional design. So you're going to take, a course on AI and learning and development on LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, etc. You're going to practice by using ChatGPT to build a 3-module micro learning course. And then you're going to try a couple different tools here: Synthesia, HeyGen, Gamma App, etc. Then you're going to do tools and platforms mastery, and then learning analytics and systems thinking, and then workflow learning and performance support, and capstone project and public proof, right? So if you notice, it really broke down these monthly aspects because we limited the amount of hours we have to being kind of one thing at a time, right? Like we have watch a YouTube video or YouTube videos and read a book. That's month 1, right? Month 2 is you're going to take a course and then build a three module micro learning. Tool and platform mastery. So you're going to pick a tool, you're going to learn it, you're going to explore it, and have ChatGPT help you, right? So like you're doing one thing in a month. And like we said, we had like 2 hours a week. So we got like 8 hours that month. Maybe we have a little bit more. Great. That's why it did that. Okay. Then we had the core capabilities. So we have AI augmented content design, learning experience strategy, performance centered design, learning data and feedback loops, and change agility and communication. These are your 5 core things to learn over time. And then how ChatGPT can accelerate your learning is 1, you can prompt it as your personal coach. 2, you can turn notes into summaries and retention tools. 3, you can simulate scenarios and feedback conversations. And 4, build tangible portfolio projects faster. And then a little recap of the action plan, right? So again, this is a way to use AI in a money scenario to help you out with your career change. Okay, 5th one is a lot of people right now are trying to break into thought leadership because they think that that is the way that they're going to have themselves be scalable. And AI can be a wonderful tool in this regard to build yourself as a thought leader so that you can have a brand as a technical expert. And that's what our next prompt here is going to be looking to execute for you. So that sample prompt is You are ChatGPT, a personal brand strategist and visibility coach, trained in helping professionals become known for their expertise, especially in crowded or technical industries. I'm a 42-year-old cybersecurity engineer with 15 years of experience in network design, compliance frameworks, and cloud security. I'm excellent at my job, but almost no one outside my company knows who I am or what I'm capable of. With the rise of AI, I'm starting to see thought leaders, some less experienced than me, gain influence by sharing insights, tools, and workflows. I want to build a quietly powerful personal brand, not just to attract new opportunities, but to protect my career in case of layoffs or industry disruption. I'm not looking to become an influencer, but I want my name to carry weight on LinkedIn and in professional communities. I have a family to support and want to future proof myself through visibility and credibility, not just skill. As a 42-year-old cybersecurity engineer, I anticipate retiring around the age of 60 and again need the financial stability to put my kids through college and take care of my family and retire in 18 years from now. Please help me by doing the following. Design a 90-day personal brand playbook for a technical expert like me who wants to consistently post, comment, and contribute online in a way that builds trust and authority without being cringy. 2, suggest 4 to 5 content themes or angles I can explore that showcase my knowledge and values while resonating with cybersecurity professionals, hiring managers, and executives. 3, show me how I can use ChatGPT to generate content ideas, repurpose my past experience into posts, and improve how I communicate technical ideas to broader audiences. Please structure your response into a weekly content plan, a theme bank, and a list of ChatGPT prompt ideas. Okay? So, again, not a lot different. It's just slight framing from before, right? So again, we're giving our age, the time we have left, what our current title is, our years of experience, what your industry or specialty or expertise is. You want to tell it that you're noticing that people that might have a lower experience than you, or even more incorrect and bad information that they're sharing and gaining influence, and they're gaining thought leadership as someone who honestly is less successful than you in the realm. You want to showcase a platform that you're going to be targeting here, so YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, Instagram, whatever. You also want to say, hey, like whether or not you're looking to become an influencer, or you just want to be the technical expert and brand executive, like giving it all of this personal information, clearly stating your goals. Okay, that is what we're looking to do here with this style of prompt. And so let's give you again like the sample output here. So remember, we asked for the 90-day personal brand playbook, 4 to 5 content themes or angles, and how can I use ChatGPT to generate content ideas, repurpose my past experience into posts, and improve how I communicate technical ideas to a broader audience. So our 90-day personal brand playbook. So we're going to build signal, trust, and visibility in 3 focused months without cringe or overwhelm. So we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days a week, and then an ongoing task. So on Mondays, we're going to post 1 LinkedIn insight. Wednesdays, comment on 5 to 10 relevant posts. Fridays, share a resource or a workflow. And then ongoing, collect ideas via ChatGPT. And so this breaks down to a 30-minute time estimate on Monday to write that post, 15 to 20 minutes to content on 5 to 10 relevant posts, 30 minutes to share your resource or workflow, and 10 minutes daily to collect ideas via ChatGPT. And your month-by-month focus in these 3 months is going to be, first one, foundational and familiarity. 2 is your content system and authority. And 3, credibility boost and a lead magnet. That's what we're looking to do here. Okay? Then we had the what are my 4 to 5 content themes? So this broke down as what they don't teach you in security certifications. Second one, field notes from the front lines. Third one, how I think through blank, fill in the blank for your mental models. 4, better than a checklist. And so this could be, things about like compliance. And 5th one is my stack, my way, right? So your technology and tools and plugins and things that you have your expertise in. And then lastly, how could ChatGPT help me my personal brand acceleration? Content brainstorming, post writing assistant, repurposing your past experience, communicating complexity clearly, thought leadership without buzzwords. Okay, this is what it came back with. Again, it gives you that exact plan, and now you can build on this over and over again. So great prompt here for thought leadership building. And the last one is going to be future proofing your role if it's at risk of AI automation specifically. Okay, so it's going to be a little similar to the very, very first one, but a slight little deviation. Okay, so this prompt is going to be, you are ChatGPT, a career strategist who specializes in helping workers in automation-prone industries evolve their roles and stay employed long-term. I'm a 34-year-old customer service team lead at a major retail brand. I've worked my way up from phone rep to team supervisor over the last 10 years. I've trained dozens of reps, developed internal documentation, and pride myself on being great with people in high stress situations. But now my company is rolling out AI chatbots, call routing systems, and automation tools that can already do a lot of what we used to. Some of my team is being reassigned or worse, let go. I'm not ready to start over. I've got a mortgage, a 5-year-old, and a second child on the way. I want to stay employable, but I also want to evolve into a role that AI can support, not replace. So please help me by doing the following. List 4 to 5 pathways I could pivot toward by using my existing skills, but have more strategic, tech-aligned, or cross-functional responsibilities. 2, suggest specific skills, certifications, or projects I could pursue in the next 6 to 12 months to position myself for one of those evolved roles. 3, show how I can use ChatGPT and AI tools to help become more of a team optimizer, coach, or analyst. Structure the output in 3 parts: pivot paths, upskilling plan, and AI powered value expansion. Again, same details we're giving here, so you get an idea of the template, but don't forget that all these templates and prompts are available in the link down below in our school community. Join and you can download all of these things for free there. Okay, so as our sample output again, we got our pivot paths to give you an idea of what we're looking at, right? So going from just the team supervisor, you could become a customer experience operations analyst, right? So this is where you're focusing on the workflow improvement, the process mapping, and the QA insights, right? You could become a conversational AI trainer, right? A bot content designer, okay? So this is where you're actually training the AI off of your expertise, writing chatbot scripts, defining the tone or flagging issues or whatever it might be. Third one, learning and development specialist, specifically with the customer operations focus, right? So it could be on onboarding, upskilling, and coaching reps that are in hybrid AI environments. That's the exact environment you're in right now. Okay. 4 would be workforce management and capacity planning. So you could forecast, schedule, and adapt human and AI workload distribution, right? So you're going to more like we're saying here, that workforce management side, and the capacity planning to know how you can anticipate and reorganize people accordingly. And last one would be a support enablement lead. So maybe you're going to build the internal knowledge bases and the agent tools and the processes that are making the reps faster and ultimately potentially replacing them. So again, take your knowledge and combine it with AI is what it's saying here as your pivot paths for the time being, right? The second one is going to be, what is your upskilling plan? That was the second thing we asked for, right? So your skill clusters to focus on: AI literacy for customer experience, process mapping and ops optimization. So that can be Lean Six Sigma as an example, learning and design, such as instructional design and onboarding tools, data interpretation. So things like Tableau or Power BI or other dashboard KPI and customer experience analytics tools, and then prompt engineering and conversational design. Okay. And then it gave a list in ChatGPT of some certifications and courses in each of those areas. And then 90-day project ideas to build that proof. So redesign a training module using Loom and ChatGPT. Create a Notion-based internal knowledge base with the top 10 fixes of repeated customer issues. Build a chatbot mockup using Tidio or ChatFuel. And create a Google Sheet to track team performance and metrics and spot patterns. Okay. The last one was, what are the AI powered value expansion? So you could use ChatGPT to coach at scale as an AI feedback assistant. You could have it analyze the patterns and predict the issues alongside of you. You could have it build micro training modules. You could have it automate SOPs and troubleshooting trees. Be the bridge between AI and human support. Okay. This is how you use AI to augment yourself and future-proof yourself along the ways. Use AI to help you beat AI, or at the very least, become symbiotic with it. Okay? Again, all of these prompts here, what I just walked you through and gave you the exact word-for-word prompts to accomplish, are going to be using AI to help you with AI job resilience and staying future-proof. Having AI build your AI augmented workflow design. Having AI sharpen your strategic thinking, having AI build you a upskilling roadmap and a career changing roadmap, building a thought leadership brand using AI, and then also future proofing your role with in a role that is at risk of AI automation and using AI to do all of these things. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe channel to get my releases every single week and every single day, and hit the notification bell so you never miss them. If you like this content, leave a comment below. If you have any questions or want clarity on anything, leave a comment below as well. I respond to every single comment every single time. Check the track record. No questions asked. I also do content on LinkedIn, X, and Instagram, so check me out there. They are all linked below. If you have any questions that you want one-on-one, hit me up on Connect. Attend my weekly webinars, live Q&A every single Friday that you can get a hold of me there. Also linked down below. And join the school community so that you can get these prompt templates downloaded, plus much more content. And I'm growing content on my school every single week. Again, I appreciate your time. Thank you. And until next time.